Today on the table I have the Ruger Security 9 with the laser sight and the FNS-9. You will see a price split of about $187. Now you're probably like, wow, that's a pretty substantial price split, you know, is it worth it? That's what I'm hoping to answer for you in this video. Specs. The Ruger is a shorter firearm. It's not quite as long. Width, they're very similar. The FN does have far superior sights. They are night sights, but unfortunately all the dots are the same color. So you're going to want to be careful with that because you could mix up your dot alignment and go like front sight, back sight, or like back sight, front sight. It can happen. Trigger brake. FNS. Not too bad. I got a little bit of movement. Probably partially my fault, but this is a hard trigger to brake clean. Here's your reset. Ruger Security 9. Much easier trigger to brake clean, and I did get a cleaner trigger brake on that. Here's your reset. It's much longer than the FN, but the actual brake on the Ruger's cleaner. So like if I was doing really fast shots, I would probably be more accurate with the FN. Slow, well-aimed shots, the Ruger would definitely take the edge. Capacity, the FN does have a higher capacity. You're looking at 17 plus 1. The Ruger Security 9, you're looking at 15 plus 1. The FN has an ambi mag release, so you left-handed weirdos are covered. It also has an ambi slide release, so you're good there too. Hitting the mag release from your normal shooting position, very doable. Mag going in and out. Nice and smooth right there, right before it clicks in. Hit a wall, and then it locks. Slide release. It's doable, but it's very hard to hit just because it's gated in. If they were to widen up this gate, it would be a lot easier. Ruger, mag release from your normal shooting position, very doable. Mag going in and out, there's a hang-up point. But it still goes in quite smooth. Slide release, much harder to hit. Racking the slide. The Ruger is an easier slide to rack. On the FN, the slide serrations are finer. They're not quite as wide as the Ruger. Both firearms, you get slide serrations up front, just in case you like doing a press check. I don't know, the FN's a little bit rougher on my hands, but they both grip quite well. The Ruger's has a really nice shape to it. It goes down like this, so even if you're like racking like this, it still puts your hand on a downward force, so your fingers won't slip off. FN's pretty much the same way, but they just go straight down. Point is, in case, because you usually don't rack your firearm straight this way, you know, it's usually at some sort of cant, it pushes your thumb down as you rack, so it's not like... Both have accessory rails. Now the Ruger does come with a mounted laser sight. Using it from your normal shooting position, it's impossible. I either have to shift the firearm like this to activate it, or I have to bring my hand up, press the button, then go back into my normal shooting position. As far as like using a laser sight tactically, I don't see a place for it. Unless of course like you have some sort of infrared laser sight that isn't normally picked up by the human eye and you're using night vision. But for practicing, it works out pretty good. Because with your dry practice, you're trying to keep the laser sight on the target and be able to pull a trigger without the laser sight coming off the target. Because usually your misses come before the shot leaves the firearm. The firearms are more accurate than we are. So usually if it's a miss, it's something you did on your trigger pull. The Ruger does not have an ambi mag release, also does not have an ambi slide release. It does have a mechanical safety. Very difficult to put on, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it comes off with the swipe of your thumb. This particular model of FNS does not have a mechanical safety, but I do believe you can order these with a mechanical safety if you want one. Takedown on the firearms, the FN is far superior. Lock or slide to your rear, you're going to flip your takedown lever, slide goes forward, take out your magazine, then you got to dry fire it, slide comes off. Ruger's a bit different. You got to pull this. Much you need tools to disassemble this. I do prefer the FNs a lot better. Your feed ramp on the Ruger's not polished at all. The FN does have a polish on it, but it's kind of eh. I've seen better jobs. When you purchase the firearms, the FN, you do get a hard case. It is just folded plastic in the back. This is going to break at some point. You do also get 2 extra magazines. Owner's manual, changeable back strap, gun lock. With the Ruger, you get 1 extra magazine, owner's manual, gun lock, and then it all comes in a cardboard box. Oh, and the FN, you also do get this magnet, but they just put it on the side of the firearm. You can take it off later and put it on your fridge or whatever. I think it looks kind of cool, so I just leave it on there while it's on the shelf. Now, what would I pick? Oh, first thing, the Ruger Security 9 is a lighter firearm. Now, I have a stupid scale, so this only shows me weight difference. Now, the internet specs I'm seeing says that it's a 4-ounce difference between the FN and the Ruger Security 9. Maybe that's a weight on one without a laser sight, or maybe they took the magazine out when they weighed the Ruger Security 9, but the stupid scale isn't showing anything near that close of a split. That's pretty accurate within, like an ounce or two. And there's no similar, these can't have more than 1, maybe 2 ounce difference. So now which one would I pick? The FN comes with much higher quality materials. Like, I believe the slide's hammer forged. I'll annotate in all this stuff. The Ruger, it's a lot cheaper materials. It's just a cheaper firearm. You're looking at almost a $200 split, so that's to be expected. Now, say I want a pistol that for the, I don't know, the commies invade, something I can take quality. I mean, this firearm's built to last. Like, choice. You get night sights, higher quality. I mean, this firearm's built to last. Like, when I'm looking at the quality of a firearm, I usually compare it against an FN, just to because this is like my baseline. And then I go from there. Now, the Ruger does have its place. If it doesn't matter about, a handgun that's going to survive through everything and like some 1,000-round torture test, and you're just a normal person, this gun will treat you just fine. Not to mention Ruger's customer service blows FN's customer service completely out of the water. It's far superior. Every time I've dealt with FN's customer service, I've had to pay shipping both ways, pay for the parts to repair it, plus pay for labor for them to put the parts in. Ruger, on the other hand, the last time I dealt with their customer service, a guy had a bolt and it was failing to extract. I sent the bolt in. I did have to pay for shipping there, but they had a 1-week turnaround, which is extremely speedy. I sent it out on a Monday. It was back to me by that Friday. I didn't have to pay for the part. I didn't have to pay for the repair. I didn't have to pay for the return shipping. They took care of it, no questions asked. Like I said, FN, it's just not that way. It costs money to have an FN. The initial purchase is expensive. Any sort of repair that's coming out of your wallet, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, they should have taken care of my stuff, because when it broke, it wasn't even my fault the second time. Now, I've been shipped this exact firearm already broken. So Ruger's quality control isn't really that hot, but their customer service makes up for it. I've actually had 2 Ruger firearms shipped here completely broken. Like, their rate of shipping broken firearms is on par with Century Arms. Like the C308, that has a fixed stock. Century Arms sent me one, a telescope, because the holes were just so wallowed out. They sent me stuff that was all like rusted in place. Amount of firearms broken versus amount of firearms good, Ruger's on the same level as Century Arms. So, like I said, like an end of the world, you know, shit hits the fan sort of firearm, FN all the way. I would normally just pick FN anyway because I'm an FN fanboy. I mean, I'll just say it now. I really love their products. But just for, you know, average Joe, normal shooter, not looking to fight off the communist invasion, this firearm will serve you just fine. Plus, they back it with great customer service. So that's my opinion, but thanks for watching. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why. Don't forget to subscribe.